Hi, I'm Melanie Neufeld. I'm just completing 1 year as your Director of Mission Engagement. Don't know what that means yet? Let's find out together. I am witness to how congregations are connecting to their local community and caring for their local community. Every 2 weeks, Springsteen Mennonite Church joins with Charleswood Rotary Club, and they are collecting furniture in our MCM offices. They are moving the furniture into new apartments for Ukrainian families. Last year, our local mission grant supported 7 congregations in different projects. Let's hear some of those progress reports. At our last AGM, we heard from Darlene Ence-Dick of Altona and Seeds Church, as she shared about a new idea, the community exchange. Today we'll hear from Cal Funk as he shares a little bit more about their project.
And we now have a community group called the Community Exchange in Altona, Inc. that's made up of community members. And that group, in partnership with Seeds Community, is making use of this facility in a whole new way, where we are opening it up to the community. We're rebranding it as a purely community-based center. The building continues to be owned by Seeds, but we're really looking at it from the standpoint of this happens to be a building that Seeds meets in, but really it's a community-centered building.
Here are 2 hope-filled pastors from North Kildonan anticipating the spring basketball season.
Here at NKMC, we're excited to have just installed these basketball hoops, as you see behind me, as a way of connecting with the community. The MCM Church grant made it possible for us to have this project go forward, to engage with community members who can now use our parking lot for play and for fun. And we're excited to connect with them as well as other congregation members in some basketball.
This summer, congregations will journey to Cross Lake for the 12th year. It will be a partnership between Sterling, Fort Garry, and they'll be joined by Douglas Mennonite this time. Together we're brainstorming what kind of gift congregations can bring to mark this long-term relationship with Cross Lake. The climate crisis has prompted MC Canada regions to elicit a nationwide response. We are grateful that Sandy Platt has joined the team. The model of faithful climate conversations promoted by our MCM Climate Action Working Group is something I will be learning about in the coming weeks. Sandy and our local COG are ready with resources to encourage congregations to continue the conversation. As Indigenous communities discover unmarked graves at old residential school sites and mourn the loss of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited people, the Mennonite Coalition for Indigenous Solidarity is aware we have a long way to go toward reconciliation and repair. Bringing the New Blood performance to Manitoba was one way to continue listening and learning together as we experience the real images of residential schools. Glad so many of you were able to be witness to the Indigenous dialogue during the talkback. Altona Bergthaler has just joined the Witness Support Network for Ethiopia, where Joanne DeYoung has just given us a newsletter to describe what does Ethiopia smell like? What does Ethiopia sound like? What does it taste like? What does it feel like? Jeanette Hansen from MC Canada invites us to consider how we can be in mutually transformative relationships. As I am connecting to congregations, I'm discovering there are both individual and organizational mission stories that we may not be familiar with. Documenting and sharing mission stories is one way to understand how Manitobans have been joining in God's mission. Please let me know if you have a story to share. Following Jesus indeed brings healing, peace, and new relationships. Thanks be to God for these encounters of good news.